Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Boys and girls, welcome. I'm live from Mecca. Madrasa TV show. Live on Eman Channel, boys and girls. This is a show where we bring madrasa to you right in front of your TV screens. Today I'm wearing the ihram because today, inshallah ta'ala, we might be entering the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, which are the 10 best days. I said maybe because it really depends on the moon sighting, and if we see the moon, we know we have entered the new month, and we would know that inshallah ta'ala if we see the moon. Let's cut the long story short. Today we are going to be learning about Hajj, boys and girls, because I know a lot of you are not going to Hajj, and that's why you're watching Madrasa TV show. But hopefully one day when you go for Hajj, you want to be well prepared and ready, inshallah. Boys and girls, there's a lot that we can learn about Hajj today. It looks like there's not enough lighting here. So can we do enough lighting, inshallah ta'ala? I don't know why it looks like. Those of you who want to call and recite, here's a number. Can we bring up the number, inshallah ta'ala, and speak to our callers before we start the show? Call me on this number. If you want to speak to me, call me on this number so we can have a chat, inshallah, before we start the show. Boys and girls, today on this show, we have some segments for you, like a story segment, boys and girls, Kids Corner. And inshallah ta'ala, those of you watching live on YouTube, guys, you're going to get a chance to call in and recite. And today we are going to be reciting verses of Hajj, inshallah ta'ala. Boys and girls, today's story is going to be a really good story, very entertaining. So I request all of you to hit the like, share and subscribe button right now, boys and girls. We're going to start with Kids Corner, where we have some kids who have some questions for you. So I need some energy, guys. I need you to comment, inshallah. Those of you live on YouTube, drop a comment quickly. I can see some comments there. Assalamu alaikum. What is going on here? Guys, we need to see the comments. Let's have a look. Okay, boys and girls, I see some comments, mashallah. So call me in if you want to recite or if you want to speak to me. Boys and girls, before I start the show, inshallah ta'ala, let me remind all of you that you have a chance to recite at the end and ana ba'd. Asik ashiqi, and I can see Amira, I can see Laiba, ahlan wa sahlan, guys. So let's start learning about Hajj, and let's start answering some important questions about Hajj, because this is a season of Hajj, boys and girls. So let's go, inshallah ta'ala. Let's go straight to our Hajj segment, boys and girls. So straight to our Kids Corner. So hear me out. We have some kids who have some questions from you, or questions for you. And I want you guys to do your best to answer these questions for these kids, inshallah ta'ala. So there will be two questions, but we're going to play the question twice. So pay attention to the first question in this video. Let's play the question. Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yaqub, and my question is to you: who was Hajar?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yusra. Why do we need to run 7 times between the Safa and Marwa?
Wait. Before. Who was Hajar? Boys and girls. Hajar. Who is that person? Who comes to your mind when we say Hajar? Alayha salam, by the way. Who is it? Let's have a look at the answers. MashaAllah, guys. Drop me your answers. Drop them fast. Let me see. Who was Hajar? What do you guys think? So, it was Ibrahim alayhi salam who came with his son. And I'll let you guys figure out the answer. And what he did then, he brought them to this place. This place was a valley, but it was dry. It was massive, gigantic mountain. And there was no plant whatsoever. And not only that, boys and girls, there was no one in this huge, gigantic massive place. There was no one there at all. And so he brought them to this place and he left them. And he started leaving, or he just made his way back to where he came from. So it was him, and it was, mashallah, tabarakallah, it was his wife. So Hajar was his wife. See here on the camel, it was Ibrahim alayhi salam who left his wife and a small baby there on the camel, and he left them in the middle of literally nowhere. So is Hajar a badge for Amira? Well done guys. I need more answers, I need faster answers inshallah ta'ala. Guys, faster answers. Those of you on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Let's go to the question again inshallah ta'ala, and let's focus this time on the second part of the question. Bismillah, let's go.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad. And what is the importance of as-sa'i during the Hajj rituals?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Alia, and my question is to you. Can you rest while you're doing as-sa'i?
I think we're playing too many questions at the same time. Can we go back to the first video and look at the second question there after Yaqub is asking about Hajar? Can we go back to that, please? Bismillah. Have a look at the question.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yaqub, and my question is to you. Who was Hajar?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yusra. Why do we need to run 7 times between the Safa and Marwa?
MashaAllah. So that's the question, boys and girls. So that's the question now. Why is it that we have to run between the mountain of Safa and Marwa 7 times? Safa and Marwa 7 times. Boys and girls, who was it? Hajar alayhi salam. She ran between the mountain of Safa and Marwa 7 times. Actually, let's make this into the mountain of Marwa. So Safa on one side, Marwa on the other side. Barakallahu feekum. So Safa, and here Marwa. So she ran between the mountain of Safa and Marwa looking for water because the baby Ismail was crying. And so what happened, boys and girls? Here's what happened. Allah Azza wa Jal loved the effort from her so much that it became a part of Umrah and Hajj ritual to run between these two mountains. She ran between the mountain of Safa and Marwa looking for water. Now, think about this for a second. What if you were left alone somewhere and you have no one who you can ask for help from? Would you just sit and do nothing, or would you get up and look for a solution, look for something? And this is what she did. She didn't just give up. She didn't just assume nothing is going to happen. Someone have to... No, she went and looked for help. Barakallahu feekum. And this is called... What do we call this, guys? It's called himma. I'm not going to just sit there and do nothing. I have 2 more questions for you. Let's go to those 2 questions. Bismillah. The questions.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yaqub, and my question is to you. Who was Hajar?
We've done this question. Can you please kindly go to the next questions?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad. And what is the importance of as-sa'i during the Hajj rituals?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Alia, and my question is to you. Can you rest while you're doing as-sa'i?
Importance of sa'i during Hajj. Let's go over these questions real quick. When you're doing Hajj and you're doing Umrah with it, depending on what type of Hajj you're doing, you have to do sa'i 7 times between Safa and Marwa, 7 times during the Umrah. Depending on what type of Hajj you're doing. If you're doing Umrah with it, then you have to do sa'i, or else your Umrah is incomplete. Okay? What if you get tired while you are running between 2 mountains? Boys and girls, you can absolutely sit and rest. Inshallah ta'ala, you can sit and rest. Although, when I was a kid, my mom would say, let's finish real quick, and then we can go and have an ice cream, and then we had ice cream afterwards. Boys and girls, may Allah bless you. Those of you watching live on YouTube, hit the like and share, and inshallah ta'ala, come back. Someone saying, Ustad, yesterday was no show. Yeah, because I didn't show up, because I was a bit unwell. But alhamdulillah, I'm much better today, boys and girls. Make sure you eat carrots and wear ihram like bunny, and come back inshallah ta'ala in the next segment. I have a story for you. Guys, a story segment after the break, inshallah ta'ala. Join me. We're going to learn a story. It's going to be real fun, inshallah. If you're watching live on YouTube, we'll be back in literally 2 minutes. So don't go anywhere. Make sure you come back, inshallah. Also, last segment is a recitation segment. So guys, make sure you call in to recite. The number is here. We're going to speak to our callers, inshallah ta'ala, just after a short break. Stay with us, boys and girls. We'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back, boys and girls, to Madrasa TV show once again. Hajj special. We're back, boys and girls. Make sure those of you live on YouTube hit the like and share button. Boys and girls, we have very interesting segments for you as we are close to Hajj. We are very close to entering the last or first 10 days of the Hajj, the best 10 days in the entire year. I'm trying to look presentable. Boys and girls, we had some questions from kids in Kids Corner. And now we are going to go to our next segment where we are going to learn a story related to Hajj. And it's going to be a real fun story. Boys and girls, share the video quickly. We have a tajweed segment for you and a recite and reflect segment just for you. Do we have a caller we can speak to? Do you have a caller ready that we can speak to? Assalamu alaikum. Nu'man, how are you? MashaAllah, Nu'man, give me a second. Can we have the number here, please, inshallah, so people can call like Nu'man. Nu'man, I've got some Hajj questions for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Nu'man, if you ever get a chance to go to Hajj for free, if you were to go to Hajj for free and you can take 3 people with you, who will you take?
Grandparents.
Your grandparents?
Yes.
Who else? 3 people.
3. Father.
Your dad and your grandparents. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Nu'man, where do we do Hajj? Do we do it in Morocco? Or do we do it in Tanzania? Or is it in Mecca?
Makkah.
Oh, MashaAllah, guys. That is top level intelligence. MashaAllah. I cannot believe that. Tansai and Laiba, can you believe that? All right, let's speak to another caller, inshallah ta'ala. And before we go to this specific segment, actually, let's speak to our next callers, inshallah ta'ala, after a break. Ali Ibrahim, stay with me. Listen to the story because I'm going to ask you some questions about this story. Boys and girls, let's go to story. Okay, ya shabab. Today we're learning the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Part 1. طيب. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was one of the greatest of the prophets who lived in the kingdom of Babylon. Into Ma'aya, where did he live? I'm telling you. So later you don't say, Ustad, I didn't pay attention because I was dipping biscuit in my tea and my little brother was distracting me. Pay attention. In this kingdom, idols were worshipped as gods. Okay. So what used to happen here, people used to make idols and some of them looked scary, some of them looked normal, some of them looked strange, and people would worship them. They literally make these idols and they would worship them with their own hands. Okay? Ibrahim's father Azar was a well-known sculptor of idols. يعني معلش أنا أكون صريح معكم. I don't know how to say this word properly. Okay, I'm sure there's some silent letters here. Yeah, Irshad, can you help me a bit? Yeah, Habibi. Wallahi al-Mustan. Okay. Made of wood and stones. Okay. They were made of wood and stones. Subhanallah. So embarrassing. Okay. Made of wood and stone. So they probably add a wood here somewhere. Or maybe wood. I don't know. They just trying to, yeah? So Ibrahim alayhi salam, his father Azar, he used to make these idols. Okay? As a child, Ibrahim could not understand why people were worshipping idols in temples. So now we learned something. There would be a massive temple. Inside the temple, there would be an idol. made of stone and rocks. And people would go and worship this. He didn't understand why. His father explained that the statues represented gods and people would offer them food and other gifts in exchange for favors. Aha, so try to understand this, boys and girls, huh? So they would go, people would go and put food and gifts. Ah, man, I wish I was there. Food and gifts here, and they would say to these idols, can you do this for me? I would wear something look like a stone, and then when no one is looking, because if someone saw me moving, it would catch me. You know, would wear something look like a stone, gift, food, very quietly. I'm just saying. In his heart, Ibrahim alayhi salam felt that it was wrong. As he grew older, Ibrahim alayhi salam became even more convinced that the idols his people worship were false. He would question how could statues of wood and stone be gods, especially considering the statues have no power. Okay. Of course, they're made of stone. These idols, they were made of stones and wood. And I'm sure they were strong. I mean, they made them, right? But because they made them, they were not that strong. They were only as strong as they made them. The funny thing is, or what concerned here, Ibrahim said that these people made these idols themselves. So how can this, something you make, can be a god? How you make, how can it give you something? It's not making sense. Or how is it that just because you made something, I mean, this thing can be everything, you know? I don't know, you can manufacture a car and the car will take you from one city to another. It doesn't become a god. You know, we made phones and people make phones in factories. Now, it doesn't mean phone becomes a god. It just becomes a thing that you use. Especially considering the statues had no power. How can they be gods? One night, Ibrahim traveled up to a mountain to watch the sky and observe nature. Do you guys do that? I think we should all do that, guys. Go to nature. Go see how Allah created things. Now you say, but Ustad, I don't have nice greenery and a jungle. No, even desert. Anything that Allah created, there's some signs that Allah have left for you. لِلْعِبْرَةِ. While he was there, Ibrahim heard a voice calling him. It was none other than his Lord Allah. He commanded Ibrahim to submit and become a Muslim. Allahu Akbar. Trembling, Ibrahim fell to the ground. He prostrated himself before Allah, crying out, I submit to the Lord of the universe. Eventually, he got to his feet and made his way back home. Ibrahim's life was forever transformed and his heart was filled with great peace. Now my question is, guys, does this have to happen to everyone? The answer is no. Ibrahim alayhi salam was looking for answers and everyone around him did something the complete opposite. So Allah Azza wa Jal spoke to him, and that's why we say Ibrahim Kalimullah, Ibrahim alayhi salam. Ibrahim alayhi salam is what? Kalimullah. Barakallahu feekum. What does that mean? He's someone who spoke to Allah Azza wa Jal. He would have a conversation with Allah. Now it might come to your mind, did no one else hear? Yeah? Or how did Allah speak to him? What language? How did it? All these questions might come to your mind, but here is an answer. You can also speak to Allah Azza wa Jal. and that is by dua. Does Allah have to respond to you in a way that you can hear, or do you have to know? Boys and girls, Ibrahim alayhi salam was looking for answers. Who created everything? Alhamdulillah, you and I, we born as Muslims, or we accept the faith of Islam, we know Allah is there already, alhamdulillah, which is a huge blessing. Not only that, we know there's guidance coming from Allah Azza wa Jal, and Allah is there to guide us through our life, and every time we need Him, He is there. Every time we need Him, we can turn back to Him. This itself is a huge blessing. We do not have to discover these things, alhamdulillah. We just have to believe, and we have to act on what we believe, inshallah ta'ala. May Allah bless you. Now what happened from there? Ibrahim alayhi salam, he spoke to Allah. He was convinced that Allah is there. But people around him were doing the complete opposite things, boys and girls. They were giving food and gifts to these idols. And I wonder if anyone would take, I have to ask you guys this question. What do you think? Do you think when people came and they put gifts and food around these idols, do you not think anyone took them? I know places where people do that, boys and girls, where people would come and they put food and stuff around someone's grave or something, and at night someone would come and eat them and take them, and the next day they would say, oh, someone took them. We'll be back after a short break. Stay with us. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, boys and girls. Welcome back to Madrasa TV show once again. We have some callers we'd like to speak to, boys and girls. Today is a Thursday, and we're about to enter the best 10 days of the entire Hajj, and we call them the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. After answering some questions from kids about Hajj, a story of the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, part 1. Tomorrow we are going to study part 2. Let's speak to some callers and see what they have to say. Assalamu alaikum. Shahruz, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Shahruz, where are you calling us from?
Pakistan.
Shahruz, I have a question for you. Have you done Hajj?
No.
Insha'Allah ta'ala, one day you will. I have another question for you. Do you know anyone who is going for Hajj this year?
No.
If you know someone who is going for Hajj and maybe they're watching this show live, and there is one dua that they can make for you while they are doing Hajj, what would that be?
ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار.
Those of you who are going for Hajj, when you go there, make sure you make this dua, inshallah ta'ala. But is there any general dua that you like them to make for you, your family, your friends, or people in Karachi?
Yeah.
What would that be? So here is what happened. I'll tell you a little story, Shahruz. I have a question for you after the story. Once there was a Hajj, well, we'll come back to the story real quick, inshallah ta'ala. Did you watch our previous segment about Ibrahim alayhi salam's story?
Yeah.
Okay, a question for you. A quick quiz. Ibrahim alayhi salam. Where was Ibrahim alayhi salam born?
In Mecca.
Ibrahim alayhi salam. There was a kingdom. Alright, Shahruz, we're going to come back to you, inshallah ta'ala. Stay with us. Let's go to Ali and Ibrahim. Maybe they have an answer from the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Assalamu alaikum. Oh, Abid. Assalamu alaikum, Abid. How are you today?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
Very well, Abid. I've got a question for you. Where was Ibrahim alayhi salam before he came to Mecca? There was a kingdom and he was there, and people in that kingdom used to worship idols. Any idea? Any guesses?
Kingdom of Babylon?
Oh, mashallah, tabarakallah, ahsant, ahsant. A quick question for you before we go to next caller. Abid, are you still there? Abid, I have a question for you. Are you still there? Abid, have you done Hajj?
No.
Would you like to ever go for Hajj?
Allah.
Insha'Allah. If you could take 2 people with you to do Hajj for free, who would those people be?
My mom and my dad.
MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Stay with us. We're going to get you to recite, inshallah ta'ala. Shahroz, stay with us, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, Ibrahim and Ali.
كيف حالك؟
الحمد لله. كيف حالك يا علي؟
وبخير الحمد لله. Ustad,
Yeah?
I have a good surprise for you.
You have a surprise for me?
Yeah, and it's all on YouTube by
Huh?
Eman Channel.
Tell me.
7 viewers and 7 likes.
Allahu Akbar, boys and girls. We need more. We need more. Like and share, guys. Those of you live on YouTube, like and share. Ali, a quick question for you. Did you watch our segment when we were discussing about Ibrahim alayhi salam?
Yes, and Ustad,
Yeah.
I was keeping an eye on the lights as I was listening to you.
MashaAllah. Question. Ibrahim alayhi
Yes.
salam's father, who used to make idols, what was his name?
Abdullah.
Ibrahim
Abdullah?
Nope. Ibrahim alayhi salam's dad.
Ishaq.
Oops. I'll give it one more try. His name starts with A.
Adam.
Maybe Ibrahim knows. Shall we ask Ibrahim?
Yes.
Ali, stay with us. We're going to get you to recite, inshallah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
What surah are we doing, Ustad?
We're doing a surah called Surah Al-Baqarah today. Ibrahim, how are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Ibrahim alayhi salam, his father name was it Azar, was it John, or was it Abdullah? I even spelled John wrong. Or was it Abdullah? Ibrahim alayhi salam's father name, was it Azar, was it Abdullah, or was it John?
John.
No, it wasn't John.
Adam.
Was it? Azar, mashallah, tabarakallah. Finally, we got a right answer. Boys and girls, today we're reciting verses from Surah Al-Baqarah, inshallah ta'ala, related to Hajj. So join me, inshallah ta'ala, in Tajweed segment in a new classroom. You guys are going to love. And those of you who call in to recite, guys, make sure you stay on the line, inshallah. Let's go, and we are going to Tajweed segment. وَرَتِّلِ الْقُرْآنَ تَرْتِيلًا. Boys and girls, in this beautiful class with that background there, Mecca, we are going to be looking at, inshallah ta'ala, Surah Al-Baqarah, specific verses from Surah Al-Baqarah. And here we have verse number 196 from Surah Al-Baqarah. You do not have to recite the whole verse, you can recite part of this verse with me. Okay? Let's recite all together. Let's bring up the number on the screen so people can call in and recite in the next segment, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وأتموا الحج والعمرة لله. Stop. فإن أحصرتم فما استيسر من الهدي ولا تحلقوا رؤوسكم حتى يبلغ الهدي محله فمن كان منكم مريضا أو به أذى من رأسه ففدية من صيام أو صدقة أو نسك فإذا أمنتم فمن تمتع بالعمرة إلى الحج فما استيسر من الهدي فمن لم يجد فصيام 3 أيام في الحج و7 إذا رجعتم تلك 10 كاملة ذلك لمن لم يكن أهله حاضر المسجد الحرام واتقوا الله واعلموا إن الله واتقوا الله واعلموا أن الله شديد العقاب. Barakallahu feekum. We'll go straight to our callers, and as we listen to recitations, I'll be giving feedback and also teaching some tajweed rules, but that would be in our Recite and Reflect segment. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Let's speak to our first caller. As you can see, there is some Makkah background there, mashallah. Assalamu alaikum. Nu'man, you're the first reciter. Are you ready?
Yes.
Nu'man, what's the longest surah in Quran? Baqarah. We're going to come back and recite one verse from this surah, Surah Al-Baqarah. Boys and girls, join me inshallah ta'ala after a short break, and I am going to be teaching you a verse from Surah Al-Baqarah inshallah ta'ala. If you haven't called in yet to recite, call in now. Barakallahu feekum. Lines are open and I want to hear your recitation inshallah ta'ala. Boys and girls, don't delay, call in now. Next segment is going to be just for your recitation, and I'll hear your recitations. And also, if you made some notes or drawings, send them to me on the WhatsApp number as well, inshallah ta'ala. We are entering a special Hajj season, and it's going to be all about Hajj. Let's continue after a short break. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back, boys and girls, to Madrasa TV show. Once again, this is going to be our last and final segment where we are going to hear some recitations from you. And if you can't recite the verses that we are reciting today or learning today, you can call in and we can recite them together. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Let's go straight to our callers, inshallah ta'ala. Our first caller, Nu'man. Assalamu alaikum, Nu'man. Let's recite together. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وأتموا Let's break it down. تم مل حج وال عم رت لله فإن أحصرتم فمس تيسر من الهدي ولا تحلقوا رؤوسكم حتى يبلغ الهدي محله. May Allah bless you, mashallah, tabarakallah. One more bit. Actually, up to here, may Allah bless you. A bronze badge for Nu'man for trying. May Allah bless you. Shahroz, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Shahroz, go ahead. Can you recite on your own?
Yes.
Go ahead. وأتم
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وأتموا الحج والعمرة والعمرة لله فإن أحصرتم فما استيسر من الهدي ولا تحلقوا رؤوسكم حتى يبلغ الهدي محله
فمن كان منكم مريضا أو به أذى من رأسه ففدية من صيام أو صدقة أو نسك فإذا أمنتم فمن تمنع بالعمرة إلى الحج فما استيسر من الهدي فمن لم يجد فصيام ثلاثة أيام في الحج وسبعة إذا رجعتم تلك 10 كاملة ذلك لمن لم يكن أهله حاضر المسجد الحرام واتقوا الله واعلموا أن الله شديد العقاب.
MashaAllah, tabarakallah, what an amazing effort. I'm going to give her a go back. Of course, there's some minor errors there. We can work on that, Shahruz, mashallah, but it is amazing. Now, we do have a lot of other callers who want to recite. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to them, inshallah, and maybe get them to recite less so I can give them feedback. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Welcome to the show. Are you going to recite on your own today?
Yes.
Go ahead.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأقيموا الحج والعمرة لله فإن أحصرتم فما استيسر من الهدي ولا تحلقوا رؤوسكم حتى يبلغ الهدي محله فمن كان منكم مريضا أو به أذى من رأسه ففدية من صيام أو صدقة أو نسك فإذا أمنتم فمن تمتع بالعمرة إلى الحج فمن استيسر من الهدي فمن لم يجد فصيام 3 أيام في الحج وسبعة إذا رجعتم تلك 10 كاملة ذلك لمن لم يكن أهله حاضر المسجد الحرام واتقوا الله واعلموا أن الله شديد العقاب.
Allah bless you, mashallah, tabarakallah. Iqab, ayn, would be one letter that I would like to focus on more. Iqab. Hi. Mr. Ali and Ibrahim, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Let's start immediately. Ali, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
وأتموا الحج والعمرة لله فإن أحصرتم فما استيسر من الهدي ولا تحلقوا رؤوسكم حتى
as a whispering
يبلغ not this ta
يبلغ
هدي
الحدي
محل
محل
فمن كان
كان
منكم مريضا أو به أذى من رأسه ففدية من صيام أو صدقة أو نسك. May Allah bless you, mashallah, tabarakallah. And boys and girls, we're going to end the show right here. We'll be back tomorrow with more verses. And let's not forget to give Ali a silver badge. If you're watching live on YouTube, like and share. We'll be back tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala. Some stories and Kids Corner segment, inshallah ta'ala. And Surah Al-Kahf segment. Until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. La